I can't snap. I can't do the eye raise.
You can't snap?
I can't snap.
Okay, you got to show us now.
It's got little sausages for fingers.
Can't do it. I've never been
like
able to
this,
snap.
dummy.
I can't.
The snap comes from.
I can't even use my third finger, which is what most people use. I use my fourth finger, and I can't make the noise. I can shake my eyeballs, though.
What does that even mean? Shake your eyeballs.
Phil's seen me shake my eyeballs.
Wiggle his eyeballs. He can make his eyeballs quake.
Could you see it?
No.
Here we go. Ready? I don't know if it shows up on the video.
Something showed up. What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of Movie Squad. We are
Chris.
a podcast with one. Donnie, come on, man. Don't mess my intro up. We are a podcast with one mission, and that's that we leave no good movie behind. Hey, I got a question for you. What do you get when you cross an owl with a bungee cord?
His butt. And I don't understand that joke.
What are you doing? There's nothing to understand in the entire
I just want to make sure I didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about movies. That is what our podcast does, and we try to find movies that maybe have flown on the radar, maybe some that you haven't seen that we think are at least worth watching. And that is what we're here to do tonight. But I'm not alone. I have my two co-hosts with me, so we'll start with Phil.
Yeah, man.
Phil, Phil, what's up, man?
Dude, nothing. I'm mad at you. But that's fine.
I gotta hate you. All right, Donnie, what's up, man? What's up?
I am not mad at you.
Thank you, Donnie.
I'm hanging out with Clint Eastwood and Nightbreed. You can't see the.
I don't know. You keep referring to Clint Eastwood. I don't know what this movie is or what this poster is. I guess the guy in the gray shirt is.
It's Heartbreak Ridge, man.
Never heard of this movie. Is a movie?
Oh
never
my
heard
gosh.
of it. Never heard of it.
Let me tell you how you know it's a good movie. It has co-starring Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah. Mario Van Peebles. That's a name you don't hear often.
Who's the star of that Nightbreed movie, Donnie? Who's the human in the middle?
It's Craig Sheffer.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
80s icon.
He's in some other stuff, though.
He's in a few things, yeah. Okay. He's usually a bad guy.
We don't know what those things are.
He's in a few things. Thanks for that clarity.
The movies he would be in, you would not know at all.
I've seen him before.
He's in a movie called That Was Then, This Is Now with Emilio Estevez.
Heard of it.
He was in
Was he in Altered States? Was he in Basket Case?
No.
I'll tell you what.
Also,
can we pick a series? Can our next series of movies be Basket Case, Tusk?
Oh my gosh.
And then I don't know, pick a third one.
The Lobster.
Nightbreed
genre.
The Lobster.
Chris,
so
what's going on, buddy?
Listen, if you're listening to this the day we drop it, which is on a Monday, always happy Father's Day. How was y'all's guys' Father's Day? All right, it hasn't happened yet, but are you guys excited for this weekend? You got any Father's Day plans? Oh, awesome.
No.
So this is going great.
No.
I already got my Father's Day gift from my oldest son.
Oh, are you going to share what that is, or are we just going to
let me know? It was he got me a Ping driver for my golf.
Oh, for your golf game.
I've been playing more golf. I've been playing a lot more golf lately. Not a lot more golf.
What's a ping that you're driving?
I think it just makes sounds when you use it, right?
Ping. Well, it sounds kind of like a ping when you hit it. It goes ping. It does make that sound kind of.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I think my daughter has like ping shoes where like when she runs through the house, it makes like a sound.
Speaking of, that's the only part of this movie that I liked, but let's get into it.
Oh my gosh.
Squeaky shoes.
So wait, hang on. I mean, it's Father's Day. Do you guys do like anything?
I didn't give it away.
How about this? Do you guys do you cook for Father's Day? Do your,
why would I cook on Father's Day?
I like to cook. I like to cook for Father's Day. Do you guys get food
I
made
think
for
our
you
family probably handles those things differently than your family, Chris, and that being like on Mother's Day in my house, my wife will hang out with us till about 2, maybe 3, and then
disappear.
headed to bed. I'm gonna take a
All
nap.
right.
I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna watch a show. I want to do it all without being bothered by you people.
Nice. That's a good
You
call.
people. What do you mean, you people?
So do you do that?
And
Phil?
Father's
Do you
Day,
like
kind
of check out?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
right.
You know, I don't have any big plans.
I may be going to
you
see
know,
my
I'm-
granddaughter. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
It's a good way
Maybe.
to celebrate.
I don't know. I might not.
It's
Well-
not Grandparents' Day.
For sure. All right. Well, if you're listening, happy Father's Day. We hope your day yesterday, if you are a father, was great.
Yes,
Pick
we
the movie
do.
where the father dies.
And we did. So
Early.
with that being said,
Inexplicably, like with the touch of a finger.
let's get into our movie. So it was my week. I wanted to change things up because we've been a little more dramatic, a little more serious. And so I just wanted to go kind of screwball and throw something different. So we are doing the 2002 cult classic Kung POW. Enter
Say that
the
word again?
Fist. Cult classic,
Colt?
my
Like
friend.
Colt 45.
Yeah, Colt 45.
Cool.
Absolutely. All right. So Kung POW is a well, let's just talk about like the basics. So I already said 2002. It is produced, written, and directed by Steve I always
Oedekerk.
get this wrong. Oedekerk.
Oedekerk.
And he's most of the voices, and he's the star. And
That's him. He's the guy?
he does almost all the voices.
But he's not the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He
He's
is
the
the
chosen
guy.
one.
Yeah.
This is his pet project. I don't really have. I mean, there is a synopsis. I'm not going to read it to you. Basically,
There is not. There is not.
Basically, the chosen one is this kid. So
That's the problem
Betty,
with movies.
So
like
listen,
this.
Betty comes in and kills his mom and dad.
Oh my gosh.
He grows up.
Why is Donnie? Why is
You can't, even,
laughing?
you can't even talk about this movie without
So
just
listen,
It's because in movies like this, you can't actually talk about the plot.
Oh.
You can only talk about what happens.
exactly,
The idea.
exactly.
It's so dumb.
So listen,
Chris picked this movie and he can't even
Yeah.
he can't even talk about it seriously. He's just like, oh, whatever. This is I
This
remember
movie,
reading
okay,
the
As soon
synopsis.
as this movie started, I thought, how are we going to talk about it? Actually, we might laugh the whole time. That's fine, but we won't have a reasonable
look,
discussion
we
about
somehow
the movie.
squeezed like over an hour of content out of draft day, so we can do an okay job on this.
Yeah, that movie had a script.
So
Accurate.
Hey, for the record, so did this one. So Oedekerk actually wrote an entire script with the wrong words while they recorded, and then they dubbed over everything later. So he
Sure.
actually wrote the incorrect words in a script for them to shoot the movie.
So
Which is amazing.
Chris, tell us the background of this movie. Like,
Okay,
it's
great.
not his movie. He's
I have a
just
lot
in
of
it.
questions.
Yeah, so let me give you a little history, and then we can kind of jump in and see where the conversation takes us. So Steve Oedekerk is a comedian, writer, director, great guy. He's known really, I think, like early on for Thumb Wars. You guys ever seen Thumb Wars?
Yes,
So,
that's what I knew.
I
him
mean,
from, yeah.
For me, like Kung POW is like YouTube before YouTube. Like this was like the grandfather of what YouTube become, just this crazy nutball kind of stuff. But so basically what happened is Oedekerk went and found footage of a movie that was never released, a 1976 Hong Kong martial arts film called Tiger and Crane Fists. And so he got the rights to the footage. He brought the footage back. And basically, he scripted and wrote an entire movie in English based on what that footage was. He transposed his face on the hero's face to become the chosen one, and they shot sevevel scenes.
There were clear scenes, by the way, where you could tell they were
It wasn't him.
Back of
Yeah, which it wasn't him at all. And then they added
They
some
also
scenes,
had a scene where
like,
it was clearly not the Asian lady.
yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Go ahead. Finish
Anyway,
your synopsis.
So that's it. So that's it. So he came with this idea to take this footage and it turned into kind of a a parody of 70s kung fu cinema. In the rain in kind of
Bruce
the realm
Lee,
of a
baby.
spoof movie. Yeah. So that was it. So what you got, Donnie? What's your question?
This is a dumb question, but like the beginning of this movie, it features him as a baby.
Mhm.
Stop. And I'm assuming that he added that part, like
did he? Because he was wearing those booties around the movie. There was a scene where Betty holds up the booties.
So yeah,
I don't know what else to call him.
That's actually a good question. I don't know that I
was it Pang? Was it Pang before he called him Betty?
No, it's Pain. It's Pain. It's
Pain, like pain.
Like pain, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, real quick. This is so stupid. Did you notice he was wearing a name tag
he
at one
rolls,
point that said Betty on
Betty.
his chest?
When he rolls down the hill as a baby,
oh my god,
the lady picks him up and calms him down, and then rolls him back down the hill.
Yeah. I
love this movie. So listen, hang on before we jump in, because Phil's clearly going to have a lot to say. No,
I don't have anything to say.
One of the things that Phil texted me was, I thought we were supposed to do good movies. So let me clarify. First off, I love this movie. All right, I said jokingly that this is I put this in the same realm as Dumb and Dumber, and so that may have been a little hyperbole, but
that's a little bit, yeah.
But seriously, like this was, and again, I'm a little bit younger than all of you guys. So this was in college when this movie came out. And it's just, I'm a huge fan of.
Did you see this movie in the theater?
I did. Yeah.
Oh dear God!
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So okay. So hang on. So let me finish. So I'm a huge fan of just kung fu movies in general. A lot of Japanese cinema, Hong Kong cinema. I really even things like Kung Fu the series. I was a big fan of because
you watched Kung Fu the series, really?
Well, yeah, because we never had cable growing up, so we would have like UPN, and it would just always be playing.
They rebooted on that,
repeat.
I think.
Yeah,
take the pebble from my hand.
Did. Yeah, so like, but I love that stuff. And then as a kid, I was a huge Power Ranger fan, and so like this whole Kung Fu ninja genre is something that kind of that I love. And then the other side of that is just nutball comedies. We're talking about things. Donnie and I were talking right before we started about things like Holy Grail and Spaceballs and Airplane, and just these spoof movies. And there's just something to love about movies. So kind of marrying these two things, it was right up my alley. And I was in college, it hit the theater, and I was there opening weekend, and I mean, it was great. I absolutely loved it. And so it got panned by critics, if you can imagine that.
What?
I can't even believe critics wasted their time.
Right now, it has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes from a critic rating. It is 69% audience, if anybody cares. But it's kind of become a cult, classic. And I think it's a really funny love letter to like Chinese kung fu type movies, and right. I absolutely love it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so what I told so I'll say this and then we'll kind of go around. I watched this with Kira. Kira's my 14-year-old daughter. I've been letting her watch the movies that we watch for the show because she started listening to the show, and she likes to know what we're talking about. And so I let her watch with me, and like she legit laughed the entire time. She had no idea why. She kept looking at me. She's like
14, she's like,
man. What is happening?
That's an unfair criticism, Phil. We like Dumb and Dumber, so
yeah,
to be clear.
Yeah. But no. She was laughing and just constantly just like funny stuff. So I'm
And when Dumb and Dumber came out, I was 16.
Yeah, but you still love it. I love it.
Well, yeah.
Because he was 16.
Okay, yeah. So can I kick things off with a legitimate question about this movie? Chris, are you putting this movie in the same category as like slapstick movies like Spaceballs, Naked Gun?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Donnie?
I actually wrote in my notes, is this on par with like Airplanes and Hot Shots?
So and I'm not even saying on par. I'm saying, is it even the same genre?
That's a tough call. Is this more like Forrest Gump?
Well,
like where you're plugging yourself into like a different, I guess not. I don't really know.
So the reason I put it
is that
I don't mean on par with the dramatics of Forrest Gump, but like Forrest Gump is like plugged
into
all
in on
these
the joke. It's like on the joke. It's a meta.
Different historical events, and this guy's plugging himself into another movie.
I guess what I'm trying to say is this guy Oedekerk, is he creating a genre?
No, so like I
don't think that he's not. Maybe I'm splitting hairs. He's not panning those movies.
Correct.
No,
he literally is like taking their footage. It's like found foot. Like he's reworking their footage
to be a comedy film. Yeah.
I think the idea is he loves those movies.
Probably.
But he sees the comedy inherent in those movies. If you've ever watched one, they're crazy, funny, nuts. Yeah, I mean
the So here's what I would say.
I wasn't saying are you putting them on par in the quality category,
but just in that genre.
But are they even in the same genre?
So for me, I think it's kind of a fine line because I kind of put it in parody. So that parody is going to be your Naked Gun, like you're talking about, was taking kind of an already established thing and making fun of it. Whereas this is almost more mystery science theater. And so it's kind of a mixture of the two.
I kind of like that. It's like mystery science theater where instead of being in the audience, you're in the movie.
You're in the movie, but he is still taking, while it's not. Yeah, it's not Star Wars and making it funny, but he is taking a 70s kung fu movie and kind of making fun of it, but it was never released, so it doesn't have kind of that same vibe.
Oh, it was never released? That movie
that movie was never released. Yeah, so they got.
Do you mean, when you say make fun of Star Wars, do you mean Thumb Wars by any chance? Because he did that also.
He did that too.
So it would be funny to see if somebody could take the footage of a known movie and do something like this.
Yeah, like a known Japanese or Chinese movie.
Star Wars, like take Star Wars. You could never get away with it with Star Wars. But
what about
Last
Action Hero?
Do you guys ever see Last Action Hero? Do you guys ever watch Bad Lip Reading?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because like the
it would be like that.
They kind of do that, like with the music videos with Yoda, which are the best. So
the way I see this movie is like I said earlier, it's a love letter that this guy is writing. He's like, I love these movies, and it's like me. Like here's the funny thing. Let me give you a comparison.
It's like Donnie and Nightbreed.
It's exactly. It's that movie stinks, but I just have the poster. But so bad 80s movies. That's my jam, dude. Like bad 80s movies. I'm talking about
Steel Justice,
like Rambo. First Blood.
No. Shush.
That's a good movie.
I'm talking about movies that never even made it to the theater bad. I'm talking about movies that are cheese fest USA, but I love watching them. If I were to make a love letter, it would be me doing one of those kind of things.
Do you really? Like you have an appreciation.
Everything that is put on film is somebody's effort that they thought, I'm making Gone with the Wind. I'm making the next Terminator or whatever. And while they're filming it, they're thinking this is going to be great.
Yeah.
With no idea that no one will ever know anything about this movie except for a bunch of weirdos
anymore. Do you think that?
Yeah.
Like, are we living in the post? Like, what's that movie with the alien that you like so much?
Fly to the Navigator.
No, the little girl's able to control him.
Mac and Me.
No, it just came out. It's like big tall alien, and he like hates the kids, but he can't. He has to do what they tell him.
Oh, Psycho Gorman, which should be our next movie.
I haven't watched that.
So Psycho Gorman,
great movie.
That movie was made to look like it was made bad.
Yes.
Right.
Like, are we living in a period of irony where a movie like that? Like like you said, all those 80s movies that were made, I think somebody really did think they were making their magnum opus.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
People now,
they're ironic. They're like, this will be funny because it's in this vein
it's an homage to those bad movies.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I thought what you're asking was like, can people still make movies that no one ever hears of? And I don't know,
saying,
maybe
can
not.
someone make a bad movie on accident?
That's like music now. Like you can be any garage band suckfest and you can put a song on, on iTunes or whatever. And there's going to be, a couple thousand people out there that are going to be like, yeah, man, this is awesome. Yeah. I'm one of the very few people that know about this group, and it's like, you can't hide anymore. Like you just can't, except our podcast. We're hiding pretty well. But other than
yeah. Listen. But to answer
like
your question,
our podcast, subscribe and tell your friends.
Like, subscribe, share.
That's right.
Look for us on Facebook.
Facebook coming soon.
But seriously though, Phil, to answer your question, it's a great question. What about things like Transformers or Michael Bay redid Ninja Turtles? Like they legit thought those were going to be big franchise starting movies, and I guess Transformers are not fair because the first Transformers did pretty well, but no, man. I mean,
they made like 5 of them.
Yeah, so Transformers, but Transformers went down. So maybe
looks good.
It does look good, but they were trying to make an amazing movie and they didn't. Like it wasn't.
I don't ever believe that about Michael Bay. I think Michael Bay just wants to blow stuff up and get.
I would do that.
Watch it.
I would be Michael Bay if
I
was.
What about like Batman versus Superman?
What are you asking?
That movie is terrible.
Well,
but not everybody agrees. It's not like it's widely dismissed as terrible.
Oh, okay. All right.
I watched Army of the Dead.
Is it?
It was good.
I think so.
I guess my point is, Chris, like
it's
Steel
boring.
Justice. Like there was when Donnie worked at a movie store and he was 16. There was an
18.
Entire market for straight to video.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And you had to go troll around the video store.
Gold mine.
And look for the Terminator, which is what you found.
Yeah, the Terminator. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's how Donnie.
But see,
Donnie's story of finding the Terminator is he was supposed to watch a movie. I don't want to tell your story, but I will. You were supposed to watch a movie right that night called The Exterminator.
Correct. That's what I asked Mom to pick up at the video store. She got the wrong movie.
And your life was forever changed.
Such a great story.
That is not hyperbole. That movie changed my world for sure. Yeah. I was like 13, 14 years old and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think that the world has changed into which those movies live on Netflix or and Amazon and Amazon Plus.
Prime Video.
Why isn't it on YouTube? Like, why isn't there a whole channel on YouTube where I can watch really crappy indie movies?
Prime has that.
Prime has a ton of movies.
Oh.
Prime has an algorithm. When I get on Prime,
oh my god!
Guess what? I know
what pops up. I have your Prime account.
Terrible 80s movies.
I can't find anything good to watch on Prime because when I log in,
I've ruined it.
Here's Don.
What is up? So that Netflix movie that came out a couple years ago, I think it was called Hush. Did you guys watch this? About the deaf girl that
I liked that movie.
Break and Entry.
Never saw it. I know what you're talking about, but
that movie is legit fantastic. But so that's what you're talking about. Nobody would have ever heard of it had it not. People not talked about it on Netflix, and it kind of went around.
That movie's funny because when I watched it, like the next weekend, Gavin's now girlfriend, but just a girl that we knew at the time. She wasn't his girlfriend at the time. Was staying home alone for the weekend, and she came to one of Griffin's soccer games, and I'm there telling her about this movie she should go watch on Netflix, but she's staying home and they have like 12 acres. Like they live in the country.
Oh no.
And I'm like, you should go watch it. And then I realized you shouldn't watch that movie.
Yeah, you should never watch
that. You should not watch that.
There are guys.
The best scene in that movie is when he takes the mask off.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Halfway through the movie and you're like, oh, he is going to kill her.
Yeah.
Like he does not have plans to not.
They're back to the 80s.
Sorry.
There are guys that made their entire career out of being those bad 80s knockoff stars.
Yeah.
Guys like
Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Wings Hauser, and exactly. Right. Yeah, I know. But if you watch a bad 80s movie, Wings Hauser's probably in it. Tim Thomerson probably in that movie. Those guys made a living, probably not a great one, but they made a living in that kind of realm, and it, you know, whatever. Anyway, I don't know. This is hard to genreify. There's a word.
There you go.
It's its own thing, man. It's just a guy loving his
and that's what I love about
making
it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
How about that cow fight?
So
the
dumb.
CGI is bonkers.
So the CGI is bad. I mean, yeah, of course.
Terrible.
It's 2000.
It's actually not that bad for 2002.
Yeah, I mean, looking at
in a
it
movie
now,
that probably didn't have a budget.
No, 10 million on the budget, so not a big budget at all.
I thought the cow fight was over the top for an over the top movie. It was more over the top
when he starts punching those milk bags.
This is the problem that I have with this movie. This is the problem that I have with this movie. This movie's not.
They're called udders.
This is why this
by the
movie's
way,
not
milk bags.
Bags.
That's what Chris called it.
This movie's not Spaceballs for that reason alone.
Because it was punching some milk bags?
Spaceballs has a linear or even, I don't know, man. Maybe it is. That was just, I can get on board with the rolling down the hill, baby. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it just kept going. Let me tell you what they did wrong in this movie.
All right.
They used the same gag too many times.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Where they would stretch a thing out
past
its humor. They did that like 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, like Hot Rod does a falling down the hill scene that's pretty much like this one, which is really funny too. But the thing about this movie is at least it's short. It's only like an hour.
It's
an
hour 20
minutes. I looked at the running time.
So
it's
not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
On that front, but yeah, it is a little bit of overkill. It could have been a 1 hour TV special. Probably would have been.
It could have been 75 minutes.
Yeah. Or what it really could have been just like YouTube clips of
could have been
4 or 5 minutes at a time.
Could have been.
The baby when the baby pees in his face. I mean, come on.
When that guy goes to chop the baby,
was funny?
Dude, my kids were rolling
when he peed in the guy's face.
I didn't think that was that funny. I thought it was hilarious when the guy goes to chop the baby in the crib and the little hand catches
comes up and stops him.
That I was cracking up when that happened. And then they start fighting. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen this before. This is Attack of the Clones with Yoda, like flying around the room.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Which one came out first? That's what I was wondering, but I guess it doesn't matter. So.
Yeah.
This came out first.
Yes. Did it?
Yeah.
Did you look that up?
Well,
they both came out in 2002.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I'm sure Attack of the Clones was already written either way. So,
so I have a problem with why did the baby come flying out of the window wrapped in swaddling clothes if it had been running around the room fighting the guy?
Well, I mean, he had to get away. You know what I mean? It's probably because the fire, he wanted to cover himself up so he could escape.
True. Continuity in this movie is
I mean, it's
bad.
Pretty
this movie came out in January of 2002. I'm certain that Attack of the Clones would have come out in the summer.
Yeah, the summer.
So Lucas might have ripped this movie off for that Yoda scene.
He may have just taken this scene and just used CGI to put Yoda on it.
Yeah, dude, he was probably like
that's an Inception thing. Like double CGI. Let's go triple. Let's go quadruple. Holy crap.
Lucas was probably like, man, we don't need Yoda in this movie. And then he was like, oh, never mind. Let's just take this footage.
You sound like one of the characters in this movie.
There was
every new person that came on the screen and started talking, I died laughing every time.
I have a question on that. I have a question about that. So his girlfriend, Ling, she keeps doing this noise where she's like, me. Like, what is that? what is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
I really
but
don't
when they do it, when her and Betty do it towards the end of the movie, and they both just exchange sounds back and forth.
Yes,
correct. Yeah.
Betty's dialogue was the best part of this movie.
Oh yeah, Betty was great. Betty was
when
the best.
He's like, okay, like he's just talking to himself the whole movie. He's like,
yes, that was funny.
So
the narrator at one point says, he says, "Crap, look at that." He's like, I was dying when he said, I don't even know what he said.
The stomach plug out.
Yeah,
he's like, that's his stomach plug right there. I will say this. I hadn't seen the stomach plug yet. I was grateful that the narrator pointed it out.
Yeah, and he goes, "Crap, look at that. Is that even possible?
Like, even possible?
Look at that.
Organs." And
that was funny.
Something.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning. So the baby rolling down the hill is funny.
Really funny.
I don't know why they changed Payne's name to Betty.
Because it's funny.
It's the funniest thing in this
movie. Mean, it's hilarious when he says, "Call me Betty."
I wish I had and I know you're not supposed to, but there were times when I wish I knew what was added.
Oh yeah.
Like the bloody foot, was that added? Or was there an inexplicable reason why that guy's toe was really bleeding through his shoe?
I think that's added. I think it looks different. If you look closely, the footage looks a little different.
Yeah.
Which that was funny though. By the way, the guy's toe missing, squirting blood. I thought that was pretty.
Well, then later his whole foot was missing.
Yeah, and it kept like progressing further along.
Yeah,
those guys. When he tells those guys, what is the main character's name? I don't even know his name.
He's just called the Chosen One. Does he have a name?
The Chosen One.
Yeah.
So the Chosen One, he tells those 4 guys to beat him up. He's like, "Yeah, beat me until I give you the signal."
The signal.
And they knock him out right off the bat, and they just keep mercilessly beating the crap out of that body.
Yeah.
And then they stop, and the guy's like, "Wait, was him being unconscious moaning? Was that the signal?" And the guy's like, "No, we need to keep going." And they do it like 2 or 3 times. And I'm just like, that I was rolling.
He's there for a couple of days. Like it's like the next day when
he wakes up.
It's the guy on the right. He's jumping in the air.
Oh, I love that.
Dropping I
love a good jump scene where a guy jumps in the air.
I did laugh
drop.
At that.
Dude, damn it.
Oh my
gosh. Wait, he said he was going to throw us off of him.
And they all pile on him. That was awesome, dude.
I did like that scene.
That's a great scene.
I did not understand. There is a sequel supposedly coming out to this movie.
He kind of soft announced it in 2015, but who knows if it'll happen.
I didn't understand Uniboob at all.
Oh my gosh, you don't have to. She just has a giant one boob. I mean,
weird.
It was so bizarre. Weird.
I did not understand. Like, I don't like. I could have gotten on board with so many of the gags if I understood where we were. I don't know. I know you guys are probably like, that's not the point of this movie.
Oh, it's definitely not the point of this movie.
Take me somewhere. What are the metal triangles? I don't even understand. And
it's a giant
with the aliens. Like,
well,
by the way, I don't know if you saw that. They teased that though. There's 2 different scenes in the movie where they tease
where they show up. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what the metal triangles are. It's just kind of like a representation of their power.
But those would have been in the movie. That scene, he had those metal triangles in the original.
Really in the movie. Yeah.
And the original movie had him buying them and pulling them out of the wooden guy.
Dude, that scene where he's jumping up and trying to grab
the best. And I love all the mannequins. I don't know if you've seen the mannequins, but he draws the mustache and he has the half hair on those mannequins. Every one of them are dressed like him. He went to that much detail.
This movie should have been a highlight reel, is what it should have been.
Yes.
You could have taken about 5 or 6 scenes out of this movie and played them, and it would be and it probably exists somewhere. I don't know. YouTube maybe.
Well, and that's why I said that's why it feels like a precursor, or like a grandfather to YouTube, because it feels like you could cut like almost at every 5 minutes. Basically, every scene is about a 5 to 6 minute scene that you could put on YouTube, and it would be hilarious. It doesn't have to mean anything. Like we just talked about the beating up scene, like that scene by itself. You know, would be hilarious.
Fantastic.
Just watch
it's
like
hilarious.
5 minutes of that, and that would you be in tears laughing, and then you just go on and do something else. So I think that's kind of the goal.
He gets hit across the chest with the rod. He's like, oh, the guy hits him in the neck.
The very first.
He's like, oh, you're like, oh man.
He goes down pretty quick.
Oh my god.
So what do we think about Tungi? Phil, what's your thoughts on Tungi?
It's so stupid. Like,
it's dumb. Yes,
it's pointless. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
And I know this movie makes no sense, but
that really makes no sense. But
I thought Tungi was too much. I thought the cow and Tungi were too much.
Dude, that cow fight, oh my gosh, it's so good.
When he first pops Tungi out, it's kind of funny. He's like,
yeah, the very first.
He's like, by the way, when the guy and the girl have their tongues are slapping each other.
Yeah, where was Tungi then?
Oh my gosh.
Well, number one, where it was Tungi. Number two, were they tongue fu fighting?
Everybody was tongue fu.
Everybody was tongue fu fighting. Okay, never mind.
So I don't understand. That person just shows up and they like French kiss or whatever. Yeah. Like Chris must have
was that Ling?
No, that was
a totally different person.
That was Uniboob. Yeah.
Who was wearing his mother's necklace inexplicably.
Yeah, very weird. Very weird.
I just didn't get it. And then when Ling is dying, they used a completely different actress, which is borderline racist. Because it's like, you won't know the difference. We'll just stick any old other Chinese woman in here.
My gosh.
But it was so obviously not the same person.
We need to talk about Mushu Fasa.
Oh my gosh. The Lion King ripoff.
He's like, Simba. He's like, my name's not Simba. He's like, I know. And he just keeps talking. Like, I thought he was going to go away. I thought he was going to be like, you're right. I'm in the wrong movie or something. He's like, I know. And he just keeps on.
I do.
All of a sudden, he has swords. He then all of a sudden was a ninja.
Yeah, he's a ninja. Then I do love that at the end he comes back just to kind of like full circle because he's like the answer's in the stars, and you'll know what that means.
It was aliens.
And then at the end, he's like, "I told you it was the stars. You see what I meant?" So stupid.
So random, dude. I didn't.
So hang on. So here's the thing. A little side tangent. I have never been able to find this. Ever. And I don't even remember where exactly I saw it, but there was a TV special of Steve Oedekerk in the late 90s. So it was a precursor to this movie. And it was basically just an hour of him doing skits like this, just different voices and just different things. And it was, to this day, one of the funniest things that I remember ever seeing. And I've always tried to find it. I don't know the name of it.
It was show.
Huh?
Yeah, he had a show, I think. Yeah, I think so.
See, I've Googled that. I don't think it was that. I think it was like a one-off special that he did. And it was like on before, I don't know, something big like the Super Bowl or some kind of award show or something. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig and try to find it. Special. But anyways, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and that was the first time that I'd heard of Stephen Oedekerk. And so again, when this movie came out, man, I was totally on board. And honestly, I wasn't let down. I thought it was fantastic. I still think it's great. I think it's
funny.
I laughed consistently through the entire movie. It makes no sense.
I did not laugh consistently, but there were some pretty good laughs in here.
I'm glad does a lot of thumb work.
Yeah, there's so much thumb.
Yeah, he does a lot of thumb work.
Bat thumb.
Yeah, lots of
the Blair Thumb Project.
Yeah,
God Thumb, Franken Thumb.
The guy likes his thumbs, man. He's got a thumb fetish.
My favorite part, I think, overall of the movie, just kind of the vibe of the movie, is the Mystery Science Theater part, where you just see like guys walking up and there's like, hey man, you want to go get some pizza later? And it's just like, it has nothing to do with anything. He's just making, like, I mean, you got to imagine he's sitting in a room. He's like, what can I say for these guys? So he just like has like a conversation. That kind of stuff.
You got ventriloquist guys?
Yes, the ventriloquist guys
were
hilarious.
What are they in this movie?
Well, I mean, the story, right, is that they're coming up to Betty to fight him for some reason.
No. He shows up and he's like, anyone who helped the chosen one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'd already seen these guys before. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. But the fact that I see that, to me feels like it's a choice, because I think the footage of them, they don't talk a lot. And so that way Stephen Oedekerk could talk for them without their mouth moving. Yeah. And then he calls them ventriloquists.
We're the ventriloquists.
So when you first mentioned this movie, that this is what we're watching, I thought, and I had seen this before, but I thought you were talking about Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, Kung Fu Hustle's also great.
Is that the one where they move the car? Like or maybe I'm thinking of Shaolin Soccer.
That movie's crazy town, dude. All those kind of movies are crazy town. They're all nuts.
Yeah. Kung
Fu Hustle is a fun movie, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a video on
it's a better movie than this.
It's better, yeah. Quality,
but not funny.
But it's like a real movie, right?
Yeah, it's like a real movie.
But
yeah. I mean, it's a comedy. It's over the top.
But it's not a parody. It just kind of taps into the genre.
Yeah.
There's a video on the internet, and I couldn't find it if I needed to, but it was like, it was comparing and contrasting all these Western movie tropes and how the Indian movie, like Bollywood, not Bollywood, but Indian movies, have taken it to the next level. Like one guy's riding a horse, and he like slides under a train on the side of his horse.
Dude, their movies are the best.
And then stands up. Like I saw this one where they shot. This was actually a movie I saw. They shoot all these arrows. It was when we were in China, I think. And the arrows carry this giant satin or silk like sheet. And when I say giant, I mean like 8 miles wide. And it lands on the other army, and they ignite it, and it burns them all up.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like Asian movies, whether it's India, China, they're not constrained by realism at all.
No.
No, heck no.
Which I love.
That's the essence of film, right?
Yeah. It's the kind of stuff it's the kind of stuff that I love. And that's why I like movies like, I mean, look, we've done some, the last few movies we've done, you think of things like Baby Driver, even Tenet, super serious, focus type movies. But, sometimes I just like to have fun, just laugh and just goof around. And that to me is what a movie like this kind of does. And I
agree, but this just isn't the movie.
Chris, you need to watch Top Secret. You ever seen?
Yeah, I haven't seen Top Secret. No.
Okay, you need to you need to get that.
I feel like you need to watch that. Was the heyday for this kind of movie.
Oh heck yeah!
Well, I agree. And that was the thing. Like, we and I was talking about this with Kira too a little bit. It felt like it faded out. We didn't have a lot for a while, and then we had kind of right before Kung POW, we had Scary Movie, which I think kind of rekindled the spoof idea. And so the people that made Scary Movie, of course, I think they made like 5 or 6 of those, but then they also made like, I think Marlon Wayne was in it. Yeah. But then they started doing that whole where it was like date movie and superhero movie. And they did
epic movie.
Epic. I don't think they do them anymore, but they did them for like 10 years. And like every year you were getting another like genre spoof movie that none of them were great, but they were kind of in the same thing. But then you had in 2002 you had Kung POW, but we don't really see them very much anymore. It's very, very rare to see a movie like this.
Everything is cyclical in Hollywood. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 80s is definitely the heyday.
Wasn't Chris Evans in one of those spoof movies?
Probably. He was in Date. There was a lot of them.
He was in Date movie, I think.
Yeah. But when was Holy Grail? That was late 70s or was that 80s?
76, I think.
Yeah, so like late 70s through the 80s. You don't like Holy Grail?
Might have been 71.
I'm
not a big fan of that either.
The most controversial thing on this podcast I've ever said.
No.
I'm with you, man.
Not a huge Monty Python guy.
Nope. They're not that funny.
Everybody that I know that thinks that scene where he cuts off the knife, I will bite your ankles. Like I don't even crack a smile at that scene. And when people are like clippity clop, they're running around, like everybody talks about them running around with those coconuts like it's the funniest thing, like it's the most. I just don't.
I'm with you. I'm not a big Monty Python
Phil,
fan.
Do you enjoy the Western movies? Do you enjoy Spaceballs, Airplane?
I like Spaceballs.
Do you like Airplane?
I like Naked Gun. Airplane's great.
Airplane's so good.
I just referenced Airplane the other day. I tried to explain to my wife why the line, "Excuse me, miss, I speak jive," was funny and hard to explain to someone.
You couldn't explain it.
Hard to explain.
Dude, the Abrahams.
Julie Andrews? No,
that was the Beaver's mom.
Who was
that? Was Beaver's mom.
Yeah.
Well, who played the nun?
The nun was
the jive speaker. Was it a famous?
That was Hollywood? It was the Beaver's mom.
You're saying the lady that played it was Beaver's mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Julie Andrews was Beaver's mom. I didn't think
that
was correct. But okay.
Billingsley, June Billingsley or something.
Dude, I quote it all the time. I think my favorite through line of Airplane is the control guy, and he keeps upping his game. I sure picked a bad day to quit sniffing glue. Like that whole like his whole his whole progression.
Like? It's white with a big right stripe.
Well, see, we had back
like
in
a giant bottle of aspirin.
Oh, it's the best.
Back in the 90s, you had the Farrelly brothers. They did like a bunch of the raunchy comedy stuff. It was really funny.
No, they weren't.
No. That was the South Park guys. But the Farrelly brothers did like There's Something About Mary, and they did like
they did Dumb and Dumber, didn't they?
I think they did Dumb and Dumber.
But those aren't spoof movies. Those are just like hardcore.
No. That's what I'm saying. But back in the 80s, the Abrahams, Zucker and Abraham, Jerry Zucker and the Abraham brothers, I think they did Airplane. They did Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
Okay.
And then they also did the Naked Gun trilogy. So I mean, that was their whole realm.
O.J. Simpson.
So good.
With O.J. Simpson, baby.
Did Naked Gun finish in the 90s though, right? Was it like the last one in like early 90s?
Yeah. It was 88 was the first one, and then there was spread out after that. But yeah, so you have, like I said, it's all cyclical. You have somebody comes up with a new idea and everybody cashes in on it for 10 years, and then it's like Marvel. It's like, DC was like, oh, hey man, Marvel's making great movies. Let's try to make them too. And they didn't do that great.
Let's fail miserably at that.
Let's not do that.
I think what DC said was Marvel's making really good comic book movies. Let's parody those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe people don't realize that they're parodies.
Let's parody them with absolutely no humor and see how that goes.
So what would you call a parody film with no humor? I would call it a DC film.
Oh gosh, sorry if there's DC fans listening to our show.
We can't afford to lose customers or audience members.
We can't fix you.
Hearers.
This episode is brought to you by McDonald's.
All right, let's start wrapping this up. Let's do any final notes. So any quick fires. Donnie, you normally have like something to say. Phil, you got any last thoughts here? Anything to throw out?
I don't really. I think it's funny. I don't think this is, again, a highly rewatchable movie. It gets old quick.
Yeah,
it sags a lot between the jokes. It's kind of like it's like an SNL thing. It's like an overlong Saturday Night Live skit, but it's funny. I mean, the guy's funny. I give him points for originality and all that, but it drags a little. It's worth watching. If you've never seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's funny. You'll laugh.
Yeah. Again, I do think it would be funny if it was just a YouTube playlist with each of the funny scenes, and then you just watch, one or two whenever you want to laugh, and then
which again may exist.
It probably
would. So
Probably
the funniest part of this movie, I think, besides the baby and the guys kicking the body, the unconscious dude, is Betty. At one point in the movie, Betty falls over, and his dialogue is, "Oh goodness." And it's just like, it's not funny to listen to me do it, but just in the context of the film, and the guy is, oh,
and his voice,
and it's just
his voice is so great.
It's so funny. But anyway, that's my take.
So Betty's the best thing about this movie.
Yes,
Betty's funny.
Yeah,
and the narrator, who's actually the dying old man, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was his name?
He dies for a really long time.
Master
Tang.
I like how Wimpu. There's just some the funniest parts of this movie are the subtleties, actually, to me. Yeah. Like Donnie's point to like, oh my, like there's these very subtle dialogue pieces that those made me laugh more than the real big sight gags. Agreed. Now the baby rolling down the hill was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was really funny.
But like when he was running from a distance and he would get close and then he'd be far away again, he'd get close and he'd be far away again, and then he got the little bitty net on it. I was like, okay, that was fine.
Yeah.
But so Wimpu at one time says, I'm bleeding. I win or something, like, you know, because I'm bleeding. Or I just thought it was just those subtle little like dialogue moments were the funny ones, and that's why Betty was so funny in this movie.
Yeah,
so there's a scene where, was it Master Tang? He's telling a story, and he says, "Oh, my friend was telling me about the chosen one," and they cut to like the past, and the friend is standing there, and the friend goes, "There's a chosen one.
Someday there will be a chosen one."
And then they cut right back to it's like, that was the whole thing.
I remember a time when my friend told me there would be a chosen one.
There is a chosen one.
There will be a chosen
one. And that was it.
And he's like, and then he told me how significant it would be.
Yeah,
it will be very significant.
It will be very significant.
But then when he cuts like the third time, he's like, "No, please, God, no." And he's like, and then they cut the thing back.
Yeah, there's some funny stuff. It's fun. It's worth a watch. You should watch.
I liked the line where she's like, "You will find him on top of a hill swinging a chain." Like, it's like a line of dialogue inserted into the middle of the movie, because you know what's like in that movie, it would have just been like a transition, like a fade to him doing like katas or whatever, and that's why he's swinging the chain. But so they're like, let's put this 5 minutes sooner and be like, you'll find him. He likes to go up there and swing a chain. Those are clever dialogue pieces.
Yeah. And I agree. I think that's what makes it kind of stand out, and that's why I think I like it, because I remember, like, one of my favorite things in the world is Mystery Science Theater, and that's to me, that's what this reminds me of more than anything. And I will watch Mystery Science Theater anytime I can find it. It's on if I just have time to kill. Like that always cracks me up, and because it is just writing, it is just them finding some clever, funny way to say something. That, you know, that just adds, you know, this kind of comedic texture to what they're watching. And I agree, those are the moments that I find the funniest, besides the
one of my favorite comedians in cars getting coffee is Joel Hodgson. And it's just because him and Seinfeld are kind of just riffing on like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. All right, well, anything else, Donnie, from your side?
That's it, bro.
All right, so we have to rate the movie. You know,
we do.
You guys don't seem as up on the movie as I am, but that's okay. That's why we do this. So maybe at least one person out there has never heard of Kung POW, and they're going to go watch it, and they're going to laugh at
more than one person has not heard of Kung POW.
Milk bags being punched. So
I just can't believe you watched this movie in the theater.
Yeah, dude,
that is hard to believe.
I mean,
this was before kids, you know. I would have gotten married later this summer, so I would have still been technically a single guy, an engaged guy at this time.
None of this justifies that you saw this movie in the theater,
dude. I used to go to movies a lot, man. Like,
Phil is totally indicting you over this film,
dude. I went and saw. Was it, what year was the Matthew Broderick Godzilla? 96,
98.
Oh, it was 2000.
98. Yeah, 98. So I went and saw the 98 Godzilla movie 3 times in the theater.
Why? You don't like DC movies, but you watched Godzilla?
I mean,
did Puff Daddy do the title track for that movie?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because
you're the most random guy I know. You don't watch movies, but all of a sudden you know that Poof Daddy sings Godzilla? Puff Daddy P. Diddy?
Because just remember some weird things.
I'll rate it first. I'm going to give this 14 milk bags out of 20. So
can we all just rate it the number of milk bags?
Yeah, we'll all do milk bags tonight. I would give it 14 out of 20 milk bags. Phil, what you got?
Half a milk bag.
Oh, that's a dagger to the heart, man. I mean, look, you made me watch Draft
I'll give
Day.
it one milk bag with Steve Oedekerk's teeth marks.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, look,
I don't understand why he kept shooting milk on him.
We
a weapon.
Apparently,
when he
if you've ever seen a Chinese,
when he's ever seen a Chinese movie,
it's all weapons. Everything's a weapon.
Yeah, it is all. When he starts squirting him in the face, and at first he's like resisting it, and then he starts like drinking.
Then he has a milk mustache.
Yeah, but there's one. He's like the whole time he's resisting it, and there's like one time where he's like,
"Yeah, I'll take it." Yeah, and then he milks him dry, which
there
is
was
how
a Matrix.
And we keep saying him, but it's definitely a her.
But it had horns.
Bags.
They can have horns. Cows can have horns. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you could find a Jersey cow in China.
There was a Matrix
or a Holstein or whatever that is.
There was, yeah. The
milk was
spoof.
Like,
yeah.
It is called a Holstein, by the way.
Holstein.
So, so the milk bags were amazing. I agree. Look, we talked earlier about Lucas stealing.
Did I get to rate it?
No, not yet. Hang on. Let me finish my thought. We talked about Lucas stealing Yoda, but I mean, this is clearly inspired Last Jedi. Luke drinking from the teat, in Last Jedi. So this is, I mean, this is really inspired Star Wars. This movie has. Donnie, how many milk bags are you going to give Kung POW? Just let it soak in, Donnie. Let those milk bags soak in, man.
That's one of the worst scenes in any movie ever. Is the Last Jedi with Luke drinking from the the
slobber and all, man.
Whatever creature that is.
It's all that green milk all up in his beard, man. Come on, you gotta love it.
I will give this. What is it out of 20?
20, sure.
I'll give it 11. Pummeled nippled milk bags.
The holes on them were big.
They were big.
All right, guys, listen, that's our show.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
This movie inspired Meet the Parents.
Exactly.
Right.
No,
this movie would have been better with Ben Stiller.
After that.
It would have been better with Ben Stiller for sure. All right, guys, that's our show. Look, Kung POW's fun. We wanted to have, I wanted to have a little bit of fun. All right. We've been real serious. I mean, we watched Draft Day, which could literally put a person in coma last week. So, last show. So wanted to have some little fun. You know what I mean? So, we'll shake it up a little bit. Donnie's week's next week. So I'm sure he'll get us back on track. But that's it for Phil and for Donnie. Thanks for listening. The stuff. Subscribe, rate us, like us, be our friends, blah, blah, blah. That's it for Movie Squad. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
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 If you could live anywhere. Okay. Now, I don't want any of the caveats. I don't care about your family. I don't care about property taxes. I don't care about government. Just everything works. Your family goes with you. Your job goes with you. Whatever. Don't care. If you could live anywhere, I want to know where you would live and like what your, again, budget doesn't matter. Like what you would live in, like land, town, like.
Because the context here is that you're moving.
I'm moving. Yeah, guys. Like in a couple of weeks.
Are you moving into that pagoda behind you?
I am. Yeah. So we're moving to China. That's why I have this. And that's what we're doing mostly Kung Fu movies. I'm trying to get, my Mandarin up to snuff. So yeah, this movie helped a lot. I think all guys
Mandarin,
called,
not just saying Chinese.
I think all and all of those, I think most of the guys in China are named Betty. So I think I'm pretty good. I got most of the big stuff out of the way. But I mean, we make our decision based on, my job and, we have family here and, of course we want to live in Texas because, the country is all going to,
because you don't even have to have a permit to carry a gun.
Yeah. Starting September 1st, anybody can carry a gun. That's reassuring.
They should put on their license plates, Texas, bringing the Wild West back to your front door.
No doubt, dude. I'm not a giant fan of that idea, but okay. So here we go. All like everything off the table. You're just given a blank check. All your family's in a bus ready to go with you. The ones that you want to take. Where do you go? what's your setup look like? What does that look like? Dream retirement home. This is where I want to die. What does that look like?
Can I speak the language wherever I go?
Yeah.
Or does it matter?
You'll learn it. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll hire a translator until you learn it. A tutor.
All right. I have mine.
Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, Donnie.
Right. No.
I'm thinking.
I would buy the now defunct Epstein Island.
Oh, nice. You can
And
probably get it for
that
my
a price.
own. Like,
Where is that? Where is it at? Be careful.
Who knows? Here, I'm gonna look. Crap. If I Google,
don't Google that. I don't know if you want to Google that.
Don't Google that, man.
I think it's in the Caribbean, off kind of the Florida coast somewhere.
So you want a beach scene?
Yeah, because if I was gonna pick a state, it'd be Hollywood. It'd probably be Hawaii.
All right, I'm Googling this. If somebody comes to my house,
I
and
love the
arrests
beach,
me,
bro.
I want you guys to put this as evidence that I'm doing it for our show.
My wife could never live in Hawaii because she would literally eviscerate, disintegrate.
It's at Great St. James in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's in the Caribbean.
Okay. Yeah.
So we took our honeymoon to St. Thomas.
Okay.
So you would live on the
Caribbean,
beach.
so beach.
I like the beach.
No, I like the beach.
I'm judging you.
Yeah. Big fan.
No judgment.
It's one of the things I miss most about living up here.
I was just thinking about whether I would want to live at the beach. I like the mountains, maybe. I love the beach.
You can have both.
That's a tough call, man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Hawaii. When I went to Hawaii, everybody talks about how it's like, oh man, it's like 72 degrees all the time. It was not. It was boiling hot, man. It was like being in Florida.
You were there in July, right? June.
Yeah. And you're close to the equator.
You were on the equator.
Yeah, it was warm. So I mean, I didn't really
living
see
in a microwave.
Nobody wants to live in Australia. I mean, there's lots of stuff to kill you there.
Nope.
Problem is, I wouldn't pick a country because I have not been to most of them.
That's the problem.
I will say this, and because you ruled out all the politics and all the other stuff, I really liked China.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me 2 trips. The first trip, I was a little bit like, I don't know what to expect. By the time we went back the second time, I was like, I love this place. I love the people. I found it to be a lovely country.
Yeah.
See, that would factor in. Like I think about Singapore. Singapore is like supposedly the cleanest country in the world. Like it's like super well run.
Chew gum in public and stuff.
Yeah, it's super it's super clean.
Crazy. I mean, awesome, but it's crazy.
It's like Chris's paradise.
Yeah,
nobody going.
I'm moving to Singapore now. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Do they make everybody wear shoes at all times? Because
you don't remember when they
Asian countries, you have to take your shoes off in everybody's house.
Oh, I can't do that.
That's off the table.
You can't do that.
Chris just threw Asia out completely, a whole continent
out of there.
You don't remember when they caned that kid in Singapore for chewing gum? Like way back, they caned him with a bamboo cane.
The American kid?
Yeah.
I thought he was vandalizing cars.
No. It was something simple. It wasn't. I don't think it was vandalism.
Well, Dinesh Shanmugam was from Singapore.
Shanmugam?
And he told lots of stories. He's like, being caned isn't that big a deal.
Shout out to Dinesh.
Being caned is not that big of a deal.
There's probably another Dinesh out there listening to our show. So shout out to you, other Dinesh.
Yes, other Dinesh, shout out to you as well. Hope you've been caned.
Dinesh.
I honestly, golly, man, I think I would probably live back in Florida, man. Like just because I'm used to it, and
this guy with the Florida.
But I would want to live near the beach because when my son lived at near the beach, that breeze off the beach, it's amazing,
greatest.
And
what's
you get
the
to
worst
smell
part
the
about
beach,
going to the beach?
Sand.
Well, it's the going to the beach.
Yeah, if you
live close enough that you can just put on your bathing suit and walk out of your house,
walk over to the beach. Yeah,
you don't have to take a canopy and a wagon and a cooler. It's like when I'm hot, I'll just go home, or when I'm thirsty, I'll just go up to the house. But to be able to go sit out by the water anytime you want and walk up and down the beach. Oh, love it, man.
I do want a rinse pool though by the house. I want to rinse that salt and sand off before I go in my house.
So we went on vacation to Topsail Island a couple years ago.
Topsail Island?
Topsail.
Oh,
that's how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Topsail. It's in North Carolina. And our house was literally like the house we stayed in, like a neighborhood road, empty lot beach. And you just walk right over there. And it was
nice.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
So yeah, I love the beach. I just don't like having to get ready to go to the beach.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
All that stuff.
Too much prep.
It's like camping. It's like you got to really think a lot about, do I have everything? Because I don't want to come back to this car.
Camping, man. Yeah, camping. I don't know. That's not my jam either.
Well, check it out. I'm telling you now, because it happened last night, less than 24 hours ago.
Uh-oh.
You're looking at the proud owner of a camper.
Oh my gosh. This just became a camping episode. Holy cow.
We bought it last night at 11 o'clock.
Wow. Dude, congrats. That's awesome.
It's older, but it's really not. It's in good shape. A couple of things that need to be kind of like, probably going to get some of the cushions reupholstered. But yeah, 29 footer, sleeps 6. It's got a queen bed in the front.
Dude,
come by and see it tomorrow, Don. It's at the church.
Yeah, if I get time, I will.
We're trying to clean it up first. We hadn't really opened it up, but
well, then you can live anywhere.
That's right. You can live anywhere.
I honestly think that would be my answer, man. I guess just because it's my fallback. Like, I don't want to live where it snows anymore, and I've only been here for one winter.
You picked the wrong place.
I think what's sad is everybody kept telling you how mild the winter is.
Yeah, it's like they want me to go home. They want me to leave, I think. Someone told me that yesterday. I was like, are you trying to get me to leave earlier than I planned?
It was chilly last couple of days, like couple mornings, wasn't it?
Yes.
Every morning this week was in the 60s, and my kids had swimming lessons. And they were like,
nice. Oh my
Dad,
gosh.
Can we get back in the car?
Chris is boiling right now.
It is like 100. It was 101 degrees here today. Right now, it is almost 11 o'clock, and it's gotten down to 88. And I am in my garage, and my shirt is soaking wet.
Hey, so then you haven't answered the question yet, Chris. But Chris as well. But Donnie can answer it more informedly. Would you prefer 4 months of 100-degree weather or 6 months of 20-degree weather?
Oh, cold weather. All day long.
Donnie would have said that a year ago.
I would have said that a year ago. I would have said that 6 months ago. Like literally yesterday was
you did 6
say
months
that
I've 6 months ago. That's why you live here.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. Whatever. Anyway, so I'll take the hot, bro.
Really?
Oh, heck yeah. I can take the heat better than
see, Chris, what you don't know, and I'm not trying to be the guy that's like, oh, but what you don't realize is living in the snow is not vacationing in the snow.
No,
I get that.
It does not go away the whole time. Rarely do you get enough warm weather in the winter here for it to melt off. So once it starts to fall, it's pretty much here to stay.
Yeah.
And you got to walk through
it's a total freaking drag, dude.
Now, first off, I don't want to live in Michigan ever. And I'm not saying that I want to live where it snows.
What are you talking about? June 22nd, we're full capacity.
You asked cold or hot. I didn't say snow covered streets. I just said cold. Like I would prefer it to be colder than hot.
So like Tennessee.
Of course.
So maybe Tennessee or somewhere, I don't mind a little snow, but I just don't want like snow all the time.
So where would you live, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
I'm a big fan of America, hashtag America. But I really love the beach, so that was kind of my first go-to. I would kind of be in close to probably what you guys were saying, the Caribbean somewhere, maybe even like Key West. I just like,
that's beautiful.
I like the laid back lifestyle that you get at the beach. Like that's just, short flip flops. You just kind of, your day comes as it goes. And I love that sort of lifestyle. So that would be close, but I mean, honestly, I've always wanted to live in Japan. So I think like Tokyo would probably be where I would want to be. I'm more of a city guy than a country guy.
Singapore, that's where you want to go.
No,
Singapore.
I don't want to go to Singapore. I mean, I do like
take your shoes off. Japan's a shoes off country, man.
I know, but I could work it out.
You could wear those two-toed socks in Japan.
Ugh.
No, I don't like Japan is known for earthquakes and tsunamis. So
I'm picturing
with my toe socks
walking around in those sandal things, flip flop.
Dude, let's do it. But I love the food. And
wait a minute.
What happened?
Are the socks that they wear with those? Yeah. Are they just two-toed?
Yeah.
They're just regular socks, bro. There's regular socks, and
bro, false.
Are you sure?
I will stay on the line.
All right, Japanese socks.
Oh snap! Oh, I thought you were gonna.
You have some? I know, dude. If you have some,
I thought you were gonna magically have them appear. Like, I've got some from China.
That would be amazing. Holy crap! Feels right.
Do they have the wooden heel on the shoe too?
Oh my gosh. They look like reindeer feet.
Let me see. Let me see them.
What is that?
They're called tabi.
What? You're not going to show me? Nobody's going to show you.
I'm trying to find a good pic.
Holy crap. Look at this.
I can't see anything.
Your phone is.
You've disappeared, bro. You're gone. You have totally disappeared.
It's right there.
Here it is. It looks like he has a
pair. Dude, that's awesome. They're floating around.
Oh man, I wish our show had fans.
That looked like a scene.
Patreon where Chris wears those around for a day.
Oh, that was gold. That was gold right there.
Yeah, I thought that was a scene from Kung POW, like those socks were coming from space.
They did, didn't they?
Look.
They because of Chris's heel, they looked real.
That was weird. Wow, that was weird.